Thank you for all. Thank you to all of you for turning up at such a short notice. I have to fly back to clarify a few things. We are delighted and extremely happy by the decision of the Federal Court on the case of Dr. Ting Tiong Choon. Kita bersyukur kepada Ilahi dan mengucap setinggi-tinggi terima kasih dan penghargaan kepada Yang Arif, Hakim di Mahkamah Persekutuan atas keputusan yang bijaksana, yang bernas, ya, dan yang membawa makna yang begitu luas dan mendalam. This is not a question of politics. I want to emphasize, this is not a question of politics. It is a question of patriotism. Whether you allow a disloyal Malaysian to voluntarily acquire the citizenship of a foreign country, vow oath of allegiance to that country, voted in that country, and became an integral part of that country. And when he didn't do well in that country, came back to Sarawak to stand in election, vow an allegiance to Sarawak, and to represent a constituency of Pujut in the highest law-making body of Sarawak. This is not a question of politics, it is a question of patriotism. Whether a Malaysian who is disloyal and voluntarily acquired the citizenship of a foreign country took an oath of allegiance to the country, voted in the country, became an integral part of the country, he should not be allowed to represent a constituency because of that disloyalty and getting the citizenship of a foreign country. So it is not a question of politics. This is the intent and purpose of Article 17, bracket 1, bracket G, read together with Article 19, bracket 1 of the state of the Constitution of the State of Sarawak. As far back as 1688, the English passed a Bill of Rights, assented in 1689, that the courts, under Article 9 of that Bill of Rights, the courts should not interfere in the decision of Parliament. Should not interfere. That becomes the doctrine of separation of power. Otherwise, there will not be 3 branches of government, only 2 branches of government. So as far back as 1688, assented, royal assent in 1689, Article 9, the court should not interfere in the decision of Parliament. This Article 9 is reflected and enshrined in Article 72 of the Federal Constitution. So this is a great victory, a magnificent victory for the Dewan Undangan Negeri, because the Federal Court, the highest court in the land, in the nation upholds the doctrine of separation of powers. Judges are guardians of the federal and state constitution. They do not pervert the federal and state constitution. The Dewan Undangan Negeri made a decision, passed a decision in a 70-10 disqualifying Dr. Ting as a member of the Dewan. It was clear, 70-10. And the judges today, 7-2, upholds the decision of the Dewan Undangan Negeri. The federal court also ruled there was no violation or breach of rule of natural justice. He was given the opportunity to defend himself. YB Chong also spoke. It was a simple question with a yes or no answer. Did you take up Australian citizenship or not? Yes or no? It is a simple question with a yes or no answer. And he avoided to answer the question. The Dewan Undangan Negeri of Sarawak has to be protected and defended by the valiant arms, of its honorable members against the knife of any assassin. The question you all will ask, will there be a by-election?
Yes. No. Would there? No.
I will proceed to answer my own question. There shall be no by-election.
No.
The necessity for the Speaker to write to the Election Commission does not arise by virtue of Article 21, bracket 5 of the State Constitution of Sarawak. Because the ruling today on the disqualification of Dr. Ting falls within 2 years before the expiry of the Dewan in June 2021. I read to you. Article 21, bracket 5 of the State Constitution of Sarawak, quote, if a crucial vacancy is established on a date within 2 years of the date the Dewan Undangan Negeri shall be dissolved, such casual vacancy shall not be filled unless the Speaker notifies the Election Commission. The Election Commission cannot take decision on its own.
You have to notify them.
The Speaker, unless the Speaker notifies the Election Commission in writing. I'm not going to write. Unless the Speaker notifies the Election Commission in writing that the numerical strength of the party that constitutes a majority of the members of the Dewan Undangan Negeri is affected by the vacancy. So two factors. One, if it is within 2 years. Two, whether the numerical majority is affected by such casual vacancy, in which event such vacancy shall be filled within 60 days from the date of the receipt of that notification. Any notification, quote ends, any notification of vacancy from today's date is within the 2 years of the date of the Dewan Undangan Negeri shall stand dissolved in June 2021. Further, the vacancy does not affect the numerical strength of the party that constitutes a majority of all the members of the Dewan Undangan Negeri, whereby the Gabungan Parti Sarawak has a 2/3 majority in the Dewan Undangan Negeri. If the vacancy affects them. So, the need for the Speaker to write to the Election Commission does not arise. And without such notification,
no election.
No by-election. Clear?
Yes.
Okay. That's all.
And another question that you also need to answer, Datuk. You know, this, he also receives salaries and allowance. Will all those salaries and monies will be, will be asked to return all the money?
Dr. Ting is disqualified. Therefore, he has never been a lawful elected representative of Pujut. As such, he should not receive the salaries, and he should reimburse. Yeah, once we have a copy of the ruling of the Federal Court, the Secretary will kindly write to him asking for reimbursement.
No interest,
That we will write to him, informing him. Therefore, Dr. Ting has never been an elected representative of Pujut.
Another issue that, since he is never qualified to be a representative, will the next person be elected? I mean, in the process, if, for example, on this nomination day, a person is disqualified, the next person will be automatically be elected representative.
No, I don't get you.
No, for example, he was contesting.
What you mean is if it's a one-to-one election, right? Contest, right? The losing candidate automatically becoming.
We are not practicing the Australian preferential system. Yeah. In Australia, ABC contest. A1, he died. B takes over. In Malaysia, by election. Yeah. Because our system is first past the post. We are not preferential system. I have seen the Australian not nomination, voting paper. It's big. I think it takes a PhD to understand that paper.
That is right. With the ruling we made today, does that mean that Dr. Ting would not be eligible at all to contest in future election?
You answer your own question. That question is answered by you.
Because of the dual citizenship issue, status, is it?
But he never say yes or he never say no.
If the DAP decide to put him, well, they can
Then you
try.
do it again.
They can try. They can try.
Cut again.
second bite of the cherry. Try.
Datuk Amar, adakah penduduk di kawasan Pujut mempunyai hak untuk menyaman Dr. Ting sebab menipu mereka selama ini?
That's right. That is right.
Well, they can file. It's up to them because they are being deceived, isn't it? Before you become a candidate, you feel a declaration
Yeah.
that you are a citizen of Malaysia and have never lost your citizenship. Yeah, it's up to them.
By virtue of signing that, is there any legal implication di luar
Which one? Signing which one?
the declaration? Because
Of course.
Mm.
Of course.
Because beneath it, you say what you declare is true. Yeah.
Police case lah, like this. Could be a police case.
That is the next step.
Or lodging a police record.
That is the next step.
The next step, what does it mean? That lodging a police report?
One cannot disclose all the cards. Right? One at a time. One at a time.
Will this decision affect his nationality?
Sorry?
Will this decision affect his nationality?
Citizenship.
That is the next issue. Yeah, that is the next issue.
Cannot disclose all the secrets.
It's simple logic. You cannot allow the highest law-making body in the state of Sarawak to be filled up by foreigners or disloyal Malaysians who took up citizenship of foreign countries. Simple. And before you become a candidate, you make a declaration. Simple. So they challenge. We lost in the High Court. The judge from Sabah mentioned names about me. But it was an originating summon. I was never subjected to a cross-examination. How does he know me? He has never met me. And then it went to the Court of Appeal. The minority decision was the learned decision. So the federal court upheld the decision of the minority of the Court of Appeal. Because the Court of Appeal relied on one decision of the case in India. So the federal court upheld the decision of the minority of the Court of Appeal.
When
Yeah.
they refer to that case in India, does that mean that this is the only case that ever occurred in Malaysia where an assemblyman had been disqualified?
This is a landmark case.
Landmark case.
Yes, yes.
There's Malaysian citizenship dengan Australian, so they cannot be both lah.
Australia is very strict. No second thought about it. And there was no appeal. They're ministers. Dual citizenship, straight.
So does that mean that he's no longer Malaysian? Yeah. Okay, correct me if I'm
That
wrong.
we will pursue in the next step. Yeah. Okay?
Does this decision mean that the DUN is all powerful above the law?
No. No one is above the law. He is trying to be above the law. Never had I made any ruling without a standing order and quoting Erskine May. Never. Never. How can you be above the law when you are part of the law to uphold the law? You can't. Okay?
So